Hello, Leo. Happy Saturday. Welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma. This is your Leo reading for the week of September 26th. Let's take a look and see what we have for you this coming week. Little Terrace finally settled down in my lap. Little booger decides he has to be on my lap when I do my recordings, which is funny. I do them at different times. All right, let's take a look and see. Leo, what's up for you? All right, here we go. So, Queen of Swords is the first thing that's coming up for you, notably. You have the Ten of Swords, which is also similar energy that we had for Cancer, feeling restricted and a little tied down, a little bit more like there's things that you are immovable around you that you have to navigate through and around. You're looking for some money and resources right now. We see the Four of Coins, which is you trying to figure out how to bring more finance or income into the household, to your pocket, and loosen things up a little bit. You do have my Leo card right here. That's you. So the Queen of Swords is a card that tells us that we're ready to walk away from some similar situation or some situation that isn't serving us. We see this as a decision that will come to you suddenly. And you have the same card that Leo Cancer does, which is this Ten of Swords, which is feeling restricted and bound. You also have the Devil card. Now, this is in the general reading, not in the moon reading like they'd had. But I see that you feel as if your voice isn't being heard. Now, here's the difference between a Cancer and a Leo reading, right? With this similar energy that's going on, is it feels like you've already made some of these decisions, whereas Cancer's on the cusp of making some of these decisions. I do feel as if you've been expressing your emotions quite a bit lately, and this will continue in this upcoming week. Well, I do feel that the world is responding to you with a little bit more balance. So you have this balance that's going on, internal and external, for you, that you can expect to settle a little bit more and become a little bit more comfortable and routine for you. The Cancer had Emperor, and Leo has the Empress. Now, the difference between an emperor, who is a conquering king, right? The conquering emperor, is the Empress is the one that protects the kingdom, protects the home, protects the family. And almost every Empress card in the decks, there's always like a child or an egg or a pregnancy that's going on, where we are protecting and nurturing the things in our life. Now, this isn't a literal family or familiar kind of energy, familial. It's more like, I'm going to do everything I can to protect the job that I love. I'm going to do everything that I can to protect the abundance and joy in my household, my children, my money, etc. So amongst all of this, I am seeing that Leo might for once be actually quite keeping their voice and their moves close to the chest. And I say this because I have the Nine of Swords. Now, the Nine of Swords is often looked at as the card where we don't feel like our voice is being heard. Yet the reason why I feel that this is coming up for you is not that you're not feeling as if you're being heard, because who can ever not hear a Leo? Leo likes to be the center of attention and has to speak their piece, no matter what that is, and they're comfortable with that. Very self-assured. And we have the Two of Wands, which is this indecision. So I feel like as you've been making this choice in this last week or so, or in the last period, that you've already made the choice, but you've been making your moves in secret, because we see here that once you've made the decision, things got easier. See here the Queen of Swords, where she's leaving the dead tree behind. That's the first card that you got. And it's like, okay, good. I'm going to leave it all alone. And I do feel like you initially had some fear and broke some bad habits that were going on for you, because you do have the Devil card and the Moon card, which is a paranoia and a fear of going back to old habits, or getting back into the box where you felt a little bit insane dealing with it. I do see the Moon card. You have the Moon card, the Sun card, and the World card. So I feel like your attainment, your ability to attain things, has gotten a little better for you. And the Sun card means celebration and having everything in alignment. The World card often means travel, and it also means resources. But the Moon was behind you in the back row of your reading there. It talks about fear, like you broke through this little barrier of fear and you took things on as you felt you should, and made some pretty major shifts through the indecision, which is exciting. Fear is good for us. Let's to get real. We also have the Six of Swords. So this is your end result card for this week. Everything's going to get easier. So nothing's pointing at you anymore. Nothing is feeling as if these. So if you look at this card, this is my little guy who's got the swords that were once pointed at him, pointing away. And when he's got them pointing away, he doesn't feel like he's under pressure anymore, because nobody wants to stand in front of a firing squad. You want the guns pointing away. So the Six of Swords talks about ease. But I want you to know that I pulled another card here, the Hanged Man. Okay? So the Hanged Man is all about pause. Okay? We planted our garden and we're waiting for it to harvest and grow and be what we need it to be. So we're in no rush, right, Leo? Leo's chilling right now, like this. So whatever decision that you've made, I want you to rest in that and trust yourself a little bit. It's looking beautiful. Let's pull some cards for you from the Mystic Dreamer and see what your Leo moon reading is looking like. Book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com, if you want to get a little bit of an in-depth look at your relationship, career, or spiritual path. Jump on my YouTube and you can see these cards picture in picture, Karma on Deck there as well. And I was talking a little bit about the exciting little project that I have. I'm halfway through. I am doing the sessions that I do live in the Tarot 101 class, where we do on Zoom. I'm doing them in recordings. So if you missed a class or missed any material due to like family or whatever, you have a recording. So if any of you wants to jump on that, get on the wait list. The 6 or 8 week series, dependent. There's still more material I keep adding. If you're interested in that, jump on the website, reserve your spot. And let's see what your Leo moon reading is looking like. Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a similar energy to the card I was talking about earlier in your general spread. It's not the exact same card. It actually might be. Is it? It is. No, it's the Nine of Swords. So it has a similar energy to it for this one, because I always call this my Snow White card. Okay. Snow White only talks to her prince and she doesn't come out or stop her little out until her curse, until the right prince comes along and sets her off, right? So this card right here is 3 swords down and 1 up, where there's a little bit of confusion and something's just not quite right. So as this is happening for you, I see you just kind of, being quiet again. So that's your confirmation that it's okay, that this energy is just where you've been. You've got the Moon card as well. The Two of Swords, indecision. So even though you've already made these decisions and put them in play, I do feel as if your moon reading, your emotions are still hesitant. You're a little bit overwhelmed about what you're taking on, and you might be slightly snappy with people. So I'm seeing the Knight of Swords, which is a little bit having a hard time navigating your emotions or not lashing out at people. I do see that you're subtly displeased with how things are turning out. Now, excellence, perfection isn't attainable, but excellence is. And I see that you're looking at the minutia of things a little bit too much. You might even have had a couple arguments with people, or you feel like there's about to be, because we have the 5 of Wands. We also have the 5 of Swords. So 5 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. So an argument, and I feel like you're avoiding some discussions because you really don't want to, that you care about your people and you don't want them to kind of go south or go sideways. But if you look here, this 9 of Cups, it's just an overwhelm. You do have some abundance in your life and some joy that's coming your way. You just have to ask for it. With the 3 of Cups. So the 3 of Cups is celebration. We have all the different phases of womanhood, maiden, mother, and crone. And we have these ideas of like celebration and playfulness. So if you haven't gotten enough, and you have the Temperance card too, which is balance, and I think that Leo is really trying to strike a good balance with, playfulness and work time, work-life balance, etc. But you secretly have this fear that's going on because you have the Moon card. So the Moon card is, do I keep on this path? And you're starting to, it's not sky is falling, but you're definitely feeling as if some items and some things in your life are a little scary and you're worried. So worry isn't bad, just so long as you don't obsess. Okay. You do have the Strength card, kind of like Leo did, although theirs is requiring them to come to terms with things. It feels to me as if you've already come to terms with a lot of this energy and you just need to get comfortable with it. So get comfortable being uncomfortable, Leo. And I'm also picking up too that, you are going to joyfully apologize. I'm sorry, but I'm doing the thing, because we have it here, right? In order to attain some balance, you're just going to strike out and say, sorry, I'm having a good time loving and living my life. It's balance. It's right. It's the sorry, not sorry. I'm going to do me like I should. Okay. Let's pull a card for you from the Mystic Dreamer. Divination of the Ancients for your end result. card. And let's see what your little wee message is for the week. Well, thank you for hanging out with me. And you ready, Leo? Your card for the week. Omen. Now that's funny. I was really expecting it to get this card for Cancer because they're the ones that are desperately looking for signs right now because they're not feeling in alignment. However, Leo has got this omen sign, and it's ornithomancy, which talks about looking outward for signs that commit, that the universe is hearing and responding to you, and that you're probably getting more confirmations or will be at any other time than you ever had in your life. So start looking for them, get your confirmation, trust yourself above all else. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'll catch you on the flip side. I don't know, I got some things I want to play with today, so we'll see. I might be back. Thank you. Have a good weekend.